This is a video for examples 1 through 3 of the 1.5 notes. So our example says solve -4 times the quantity 3x minus 1 plus 6x is greater than or equal to 16, and then we're going to graph the solution. So we're just going to solve this just like any other equation. And so we're going to first distribute. So -4 times 3x is -12x. And -4 times a -1 is a +4, plus 6x is greater than or equal to 16. So then we have 2 x's on one side, so we're going to simplify that by -12 plus 6x is going to give us a -6x. So now we're going to try to isolate our variable. So we're going to subtract 4 on both sides first. So I have -6x is greater than or equal to 12. Then we're going to divide both sides by -6. When we multiply or divide by a negative, we always switch the sign. So now it says greater than. So this is going to switch to x is less than or equal to a -2. So on our graph, you can number it if you want. I'm just going to put -2 in the center of our graph. Since we have it's an or equal to, it's going to be a closed circle on -2. If it was just a less than sign, it would be an open circle. So it's less than or equal to, and we point wherever, when x is written first, we point wherever the arrowhead is. So the arrowhead is pointing this way, so our line is also going to follow that. So the solution, so the way we graph it is when it's or equal to, a solid circle, and then you point wherever the arrow's direction, only when x is written first. So for the try it, I'm going to rewrite it down here. So first we're going to distribute our -3. So we have a -6x minus 6 is less than 10. We're going to add 6 to both sides. So we have -6x is less than 16. So then we're going to divide both sides by a -6. And then write it over here. So then we have x, since we divided by a negative, it switches the sign. And to simplify 16 over 6, the 2 can both go into them. So it's a -8 over 3. So on our number line, we have -8 over 3. Since it's not or equal to, it's an open circle on our number, and it points, and x is written first, so we're going to point the direction of our arrowhead. So for part B, we have 2 times the quantity 4 minus 2x is greater than 1. Distribute our 2. So 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times -2x is -4x. It's greater than 1. Subtract 8 on both sides. I'm going to rewrite it over here. So I have a -4x is greater than -7. Divide both sides by -4. Since I'm dividing by a negative, it switches the sign. So then this becomes a +7 over 4. So I'm going to write 7 over 4 on my number line. It's an open circle, and it's going to point the direction of our arrowhead, since x is written first. For example 2, we're going to solve this inequality and then graph it. So now we have x on 2 different sides of the equation. So it's kind of just the same thing as we did when it was just an equal sign. So I'm going to subtract the smaller coefficient. So 1.5 is smaller than 3.5. So subtract 1.5x on both sides. And I'm also going to subtract 19 on both sides. So 3.5 minus 1.5 is 2x. This is greater than or equal to -7 minus 19 is a -26. So I'm going to divide 2 on both sides. So x is greater than or equal. Since this isn't negative, the sign can stay the same. So -26 over 2 is a -13. So when we graph it, we're going to plot our 13 down. It's an or equal to, so it's a solid circle. It's including 13. And then we're going to, x is written first, so we're going to point this way. We're going to point to the right. For the try it, we're going to do the same thing. So 2x is smaller than 5x, so I'm going to subtract 2x on both sides. And then I'm going to add the 22 to both sides. -5 plus 22, 17. And 5 minus 2 is 3x. So then we're going to divide both sides by 3. We're going to just keep it as 17 over 3. So see how x is not written first here? We can switch that so it's easier to plot on our number line. So the way we do that is we write the x. We flip the sign. So you see how the alligator wants to eat the x? The alligator still wants to eat the x here. So we flip the sign and then write the number. So everything is just flipped. It's kind of like mirrored. So now we can write our 17 over 3. We can, it's an open circle since it's not a or equal to, and then we point the direction of x. So for 3a, we have to distribute our -3. So we have a -6x minus plus -3 times -5 is a +15. Is greater than -6x plus 9. So then we have, see how we have -6 on both sides? So if I add a 6x on both sides, that gets rid of it. So it says 15 is greater than 9. Since 15 is greater than 9, that's true. So this would be all solutions or infinitely many solutions. For 3b, we're going to distribute this 2 over here. So I have 4x minus 5 is less than 4x minus 6. So if I subtract 4x on both sides, that gets rid of my 4x's, and I have -5 is less than -6, which is not true. -6 is less than -5. So this is not true. So this would be a no solution. So now we're just going to do the try-its. We'll save example 4 for the next one. So it says to solve each inequality. So first we're going to distribute this -2 and say -8x plus 4 is less than -8x plus 4. So do the same thing on the both sides. So if I add 8x to both sides and subtract 4 on both sides, I get 0 is less than 0. 0 is not less than 0. 0 is equal to 0. So since this is not true, this would be no solution. So in this case, we're going to distribute our -3. So I have -6x minus 5 is less than -6x minus 3. So I'm going to add 6x to both sides, which gets rid of 6x, the -6x. So I have -5 is less than -3, which is true. -3 is greater than -5. So this would be in all solutions or infinitely many solutions. If I were to have graph this like on a number line, if that's our number line, then it would be the answer would be the whole number line both ways. If I were to graph a no solution, it would be no graph on the line. And that concludes this video.